Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Incompetent Nerds. My name is Marc, along with your host D and Tank.
Yeah.
Was that like a Midwestern Southern guy?
I have no idea what that was.
Was that like your attempt of like a Northern Texan?
Northern Texan? I'll take it. Sure, it's whatever
Yeah.
you interpret
It's not
as.
deep
That's art.
South. It's not South, but it's like okay, it's
It's
kind
like
of
on the bubble south.
yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's kind
along
of
that
like
line.
you lived in Texas and then you like moved to the Midwest for like 5 years.
Yeah, like my family's got the oil like legacy, but I'm trying to break away.
Yeah.
You're that hipster.
Accent. That's a perfect accent.
All right, so today's topic is basically something most of us has been going through. It's just the shelter-in-place order. You have states that are protesting it, want to end it, and you have states that don't want to protest, that are not protesting and are just fine with it. So, our topic is basically how we're coping with our states and our cities' shelters-in-place rules, and how we're dealing with it, along with how we're keeping ourselves entertained, what we're doing, things of that nature. So,
Yeah, why don't we start off by saying, I mean, you guys are both in Illinois, so what's your what's your tentative date?
I know for Chicago, it was supposed to be June 1st, but now there's word from Mayor Lori Lightfoot that it might be going into June, so it won't be June 1st. It might be later than June. There's other word that it might be till the 1st of July or the middle of July. Just still waiting on governor's words. Governor hasn't said anything yet. And that's for Illinois and Chicago. Since me and D
But
are
the-
here, and yeah.
The day on the books for you is like officially June 1st.
It's officially June 1st, but there's already rumors and spreading and even talks of there's a possibility that date is going to get moved up even farther.
Yeah, ours is LA County is May 15th as of now.
Okay.
And I know that like Ventura County, the next county over, is like sort of easing up restrictions on some businesses, not necessarily letting them open, but letting them open with like conditions, or like a barber shop, like you can open a barber shop, but it's like gotta be like 6 feet apart, only 3 or 4 people, everybody's gotta wear masks, things like that. But I know that the governor said he was not going to open the entire state until he had this like whole plan that he wants to roll out, but it seems very complicated, so who knows how long it's really going to last. But as of now, it's May 15th until they say something.
Okay. One thing, and this is what I wanted to talk about as well, is not just like how we're dealing with this, but also all of us live in different types of homes. And it's like, how do we, like, for most of us, like, just staying home for most of the day. Mark, I know you said a couple times that you just been back and forth from home to work, but usually working at the office went from 8 hours down to, like, what, 2 to 4 hours?
Yeah, 4, just half the day, basically.
Yeah. So it's like how in our homes, that's another major thing. Like there's some people who lives in apartments, homes, larger homes, duplexes, condos. Everybody has a different type. So I just want us to get into that as well and how we're coping with that as well. And that's what fell under like household chores. It's like I never had a chance to, do this. Now, since I have more time on my hands, I could go ahead and tend to this. Like,
But it's like, do you really want to do it, or were you just telling yourself that I'll do it later to avoid it?
Yeah, there's always that I'll do it later to avoid it, but now it's just like I can't avoid it. I'm looking dead at the damn thing.
Yeah, you don't have a damn choice because we're just locked in the house, so you might as well get done everything that you wanted to ever do, but just never had the time for.
Yeah.
Well, then there's some debate over like, some people say like, oh, you shouldn't start new things now with all the like in this sort of state of like uncertainty. But what else are you gonna do? And B, like it really makes you think about the things that you put off and that you say you want to do and that you say things that are important to you but you never have time for. Well, like now you have the time, so you really get to find out what's important.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys done anything new or things on your list that were on your list of important things but you didn't have time and now you're able to do them?
Yeah,
I actually have something, but I'll let you go first, Tank.
I'm still like in between of trying to get new things done, like getting doing new skill, getting like new skills and shit, but also being super lazy. And that's just me in general. I'm still doing my usual chores and stuff around the house and things like that. But it's more like since I have so much time, I'm not spending time. I'm not wasting time on the train to go here to work. I'm not wasting so much time. Like I'm not going to the laundromat to wash my clothes. I'm actually using the anemones in the building itself, even though it's a little bit more expensive. I just don't want to have that risk of going outside and especially going to a laundromat and having that risk of getting the infection. Well, the virus. So it's just now I'm having this more time. I've been more on my computer. I've been reading up on a couple more things. Been looking up more things. I feel like now is a good time for me to now pick up that coding class that I bought, and is now like better now than ever.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I think that's good. Like even if you take a few, like, I mean, June 1st is like far away, like you talk about it,
Yeah,
the way you talked about it, like you're in prison, but the reality is like you're still gonna be there for, like, we're still gonna live in this like situation for like a long time. So even if you do take a few weeks and stay lazy or don't do anything, it doesn't have to be, that's okay. I think that's important to remember
oh
for
yeah.
everybody out there.
Yeah. And let's see, for me, so what I've been doing ever since this quarantine was I took down the website EYF Cake and I'm just pretty much just remodeling it and just taking a whole new different approach with it. Um, Wait, did anybody have something to say? I don't want to cut anybody off.
No,
No,
you're
keep
good.
going. Tell us about it. What are you revamping?
I'm pretty much just revamping the articles because looking back at it, it seemed like I was trying to come off as if I was an expert when in reality I'm not an expert, but I'm just, quite familiar with the way things go. So I just wanted to rewrite everything for it to be more transparent,
Yeah.
so I could talk from the perspective of a person that, made six figures through investments instead of acting like I'm some super professional, even though great success, but doesn't equate to being an expert. So that's all. That's what I'm just trying to change during this quarantine.
All right, all right. I like that. But don't you? How come you don't think you're an expert? I guess.
Because I'm not. Uh, no, all right, so sure I've been all right, background, sure I've been invested for 14 years and I made six figures throughout my entire investment career. And I even have to start over from scratch, but that's another thing. But even though I did all of that, I never went to school for it. I don't have any certificates, I don't have any degrees or anything. I just have all experience, which is why I don't think that I'm an expert.
Okay, that's fair. I think you're an expert, man. I mean, I think 14 years of doing something can make anybody an expert, as long as you know if you reached your goals and the way you said you were going to reach them, and you know, I don't know what I'm trying to. I guess I don't agree with you, but I
Yeah.
don't. I guess what I'm saying is I think that I don't think a certificate or a degree makes someone an expert. I think it just gives them. I just think it gives them more of a platform to say that they're an expert.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
And
And
I think
Tank,
you don't want to be associated with that like group of people, and I get it.
yeah, I mean, no, shout out to them too, but it's just different. Well, the philosophies about investment is different when you're actually investing.
Sure,
In the
sure, sure.
books, they say one thing, but in reality, a lot of the stuff doesn't even apply, you know.
Yeah. Also, when you like worked 3 hours to earn $100, and then you put your $100 up for something, that also means something different than just looking at the data.
Right. Yeah, so maybe I am an expert, who knows, but I definitely don't feel like it.
And that's a good thing, dude, because it just gives you that drive to keep moving forward. Like, I know I'm not an expert in tech or troubleshooting or helping people like try to resolve everybody's issues, but it's just that drive to like keep learning more and keep doing more just keeps you going. And later down the line, somebody's gonna call you an expert, like, yo, you are an expert in this field, like this is what you do. But deep down, you're just like, nah, there's still more to learn. I'm not an expert yet. I'm not, I'm not the master or the grand, the grand chief.
Right.
But down the line, when somebody calls you an expert, even though you don't feel like it, that just shows you that you just enlightened them with the knowledge you gained and the knowledge you gathered for so many years.
Yeah. Also, and it's like you're being humble about it too. You're not showing it. You're not bragging. You're just sharing your experience.
Yeah, true. And that's why I wanted to revamp everything, because I need to be transparent, you know,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
of how I am. I don't want to make it seem like I'm somebody that I'm not. And I did feel like that when I was reading some articles on it on my own website. Yeah. But yeah.
What have I done differently? Well, since I have like more free time, I feel like I've working out and running a little bit. Since like with all the spring cleaning and trying to be mindful of stuff, I undid the treadmill and got out some weights and just started running and walking at least like an hour a day, or running around the block a couple times just to get outside, breathe the fresh air, and just stay healthy, because I think that's important too. And that's something I always said to myself, like, oh, I never have time, but now I do, so can't really make that excuse anymore.
Yeah, and you said something that I kind of want to bring up, and it's something that we all say, which is we don't have time for. But when I kind of just, now that I'm starting to really just think about it and realize it, we have the same amount of time that everybody else does. And it really just comes down to how bad do we really want to do something, opposed to not having enough time to do so.
Mm-hmm.
For example, if Rihanna wanted to fucking have dinner with me tomorrow, I could make fucking time for that shit. Time will be made.
Yeah, you're true. It's true. You can clear your schedule pretty easily.
Yeah. So we do what we really want to do instead of us just not really having time for
it. Yeah, somebody I don't know where I read it. I think it was just like on social media. Somebody said, we're not all in the same boat. We're in the same storm. Some people's boats could look like different, because some people could just be chillaxing at home and, they get to work from home and they still got money coming in. They can still pay for everything and, support local businesses and get takeout and all that stuff. And some people, don't know how they're going to pay their rent next month. So it's like, it really puts things into perspective when you're able to have that free time too, of like, what am I doing with these moments that some people are, terrified in.
Yeah. And honestly, I really think that, of course we need to stay on topic because we got topics and stuff, but I just really feel like us as Americans, we're really just starting to take things for granted,
I 100% agree, D.
I feel like we have it really fucking good here. Like, I've been in Cuba for about a month or so, and if you're fucked up down there, nobody's helping you. There's nothing, no social security, no nothing. It's like you're just dead in the water.
Yeah, it's very definitely an interesting exercise in perspective taking too. This has been. But that's a good transition, because I'll pivot that, because Tank wanted to talk about chores.
Yeah, I like that transition.
And so now I feel like I've been like I try to clean in like little bursts, like little areas, and I try to like go through everything and try to get rid of the things that like I don't need anymore. But there's just after 26 years of stuff, dude, it's like there's so much. It seems insane.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to recycle more, mostly tech stuff and mostly computer stuff that's older and upgrade my new stuff so that I'll have it for a long time and I don't have to, you know, always keep getting the next new thing because I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. And what about you, Tank?
So chores wise, I've just been doing the usual, making sure the house is clean, room and everything's good to go. Um, what else? Garbage is thrown out, things like that. Constantly cleaning, especially who would have thought that now you be going nuts cleaning door handles? It's
Exactly.
like what the fuck. So when it comes to like household chores, things like that I've been handling. I've been on top of that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been pretty much the same. Mark, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a minimalist, so I really don't have a lot of things.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's really easy for me to like clean up
I'm
and
trying
get
to be
things
more
organized.
minimalist. And I'm like, it's so hard because it's like when you're growing up in, I guess, high school, it's like, or like even when I was little, being an only child, it's like whatever I wanted, I got. But now it's like
Hmm.
half of the stuff that I have, I don't even know I had. There's things where I bought twice, not because
Right.
I wanted to, but because I didn't know I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, like when you sit down and go through those things, and it's like you try to put things in a specific place. It's more, it has a bigger impact when you're able to see it and when you're able to put a place for it.
Yeah, and I actually read a study on this years ago. I don't know exactly what website, so I can't like quote it or cite it, but they're pretty much just saying like the average American wardrobe, we only wear about like 10% of our entire wardrobe. It was
Hmm.
some number like that.
It's
So it
funny you
made me
say
think,
that because
yeah.
there's like after doing some shopping, I did some did some clothes shopping because I hardly buy clothes for myself. But now that
Hmm.
you say that, I tend to notice like I only wear like I wear all my jeans. I only have like 4 pairs of jeans. I always wear all my jeans, but when it comes to shirts, that's what I had too
Hmm.
much of, and that's when I noticed where I only rock certain shirts because yeah, I bought this color, but when I finally tried it on and tried to match it with other stuff, it's like ew.
Right. No, that's a real thing. And most people in the world, we just have so much shit, and we
Oh
don't
yeah.
even use it. We don't even wear it. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I try to like now all my clothes are like hung up so I can like visually see them, and I try to like wear more things with outfits. But like, dude, I probably have 100 t-shirts that I haven't worn in a year, like I'll never wear in a year, and it's like I know they'll never go with anything. So it's like, what am I doing with
Right.
them? But
Yeah.
but then I'm gonna take it a step deeper. Like something that's important to me is like trying to recycle or trying to reuse things.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Beyond just donating it and saying like, oh, I hope that works out. So I, there's a company there where you can send your own t-shirts in and they'll make a quilt out of it.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool for like, sentimental t-shirts and stuff. But, you can always use t-shirts to like clean or,
True.
a rag for outside or like a washing your car or, anything. So
Yeah,
you
that
just
is true.
try to always just like find a use for it after, you're not going to wear it. And try not to buy them. That's the hard part too of like
Hmm.
Yeah.
when we go to I don't know, Tank, I probably have like 20 from Vegas and it's like why like
Why do I have many? I have just many fucking shirts from Vegas.
and I don't need them. Like I know where the hotels are. I've been there. I can drive there anytime I want. Like I don't need to have a shirt from every casino. It's like very unnecessary.
Yep.
but somehow I do, and it's just like, why does this keep happening?
Right. Yeah, but it's just force of habit. That's
It
what I think it
is.
really is. Yeah.
It's just what you call it. It's the American culture, the consumerism. It's
Yep.
like, you want it, you gotta have it. But as time progresses, as you get older or you become wiser. It doesn't even mean that you became wiser because you're older, but it's just like
Hmm.
just more woke. You could say you're gonna be like, I don't need this much shit. I just need 5 shirts and call it a day. Maybe like 2 dressy ones, and I'm good to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I just need this amount of things because when I wash clothes, I reuse the same fucking bed sheets. What's the need of having multiple different bed sheets?
Right. Yeah, and I just came to that realization years ago. So like, well, Tank been over my house, but Mark went in the audience just give you all a picture. I could literally take a garbage bag and put my entire wardrobe in there, and it would not fit. It would not fill the bag.
Wow.
And
That's
this
My
pretty
man
impressive.
entire
can.
wardrobe.
What about all your stuff? What do you use on an everyday basis?
Oh, everyday basis. I like to just keep my apartment simple. So I have like 4 forks, 4 spoons, like 2 cups, 2 plates. I just try to minimize it as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah.
No art on the walls? How do you do the decorating?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a great question. So yeah, so I do have art on the wall, but it's very minimal. It's not a whole bunch of shit. It's only stuff that was very sentimental to me. So like
Okay.
when I went to C2E2, there were some pictures that kind of, that spoke to me that I actually felt some type of way. I have those, and then I also have a gift from my best friend that she gave me like this poster from my favorite band, which is Pink Floyd, and it was really cool. So I just keep the sentimental and the important stuff and get rid of the other stuff that I don't need.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do, and I've been trying to, get the stuff like putting back in its proper place and throw things out that I don't need, and go through things and put them not necessarily like I know it's a lot of stuff, but putting them in a meaningful place, where like if I do need to find it, I know where to easily access it, or I'm gonna put it in the place where it can be most useful.
Yeah. No, that makes really good sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And And now we have the perfect opportunity to do it because we're quarantined now. And
Yep.
we got
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time in the world.
Yeah. Like something I realized that's a little silly that people do. Like when you're young, they teach you, because it's like about saving, but like saving your spare change, that's the biggest waste of time ever. But I probably have like 10 piggy banks in my room alone. And I'm just like, why did we do this? Like, why did we do this to ourselves? Like as a society, I took him to the credit union, went through the Coinstar and just like put in the bank. And it's like, okay, that's like, that was easy.
Well, they actually have it kind of done electronically now. So they have an application called Acorns, and what it would do is for every transaction on your particular card that you have set up, it'll round it up to the nearest dollar, and then it will save and invest that change.
Oh
So
yeah, I was gonna set me up on one of those, and then it's like we also need Social Security and all this other information. I was
yeah,
like, no.
yeah, but I mean, saving change it works, but I just don't like going to a coin star with these heavy ass bags. I just don't like doing that.
Yeah, it's
I
annoying,
haven't.
so it's like,
What would you call it?
Yeah,
I haven't gone to a coin star in I think it's been about 6 months. Because then before that, it was way longer. Like I have yet to, like I let my coins add up just so I could go, what you call it, wash clothes and stuff.
oh yeah, because you need quarters, huh?
Yep.
makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
But
haven't
even
been
though
to a coin star in a while. Go ahead. I'm
my
sorry.
building's machines is just like my building's washers are just like the electronic ones with the card. That's another
Yeah,
thing I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to. That's another thing I want to say, D. When you
Yeah,
wash your clothes, I know since your building has that building's has a laundromat there. How has
yeah.
that been? Like do you plan yours in a way where it's like, I know on this day at this time nobody comes here?
I never plan it. I wake up 4:30 in the morning every day, so I know nobody's going to be in there.
You wake up
When I get
4:30
up,
every day, do some push-ups, some sit-ups, check out Pornhub, and then go wash clothes.
So you're just banking on the nobody's as crazy as I am strategy.
it's not a strategy, but I just normally wake up and then I get bored because I'm like, I don't have shit to do, so fuck it, I'll wash some clothes.
I was gonna say
And
something
then
stupid
nobody's
with.
there.
I was gonna say something stupid with. I just normally wake up. I'm like, damn, don't we all?
Not all of us. Or like that, I think they call it an idiom or something where it's like I woke up dead. Like that sounds ridiculous.
Oh my god. You heard about John and them? What happened? He woke up dead. How you wake up dead?
You wake up and you realize like, oh shit, I'm dead, and then you go back. Like no, we need to do better, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, someone out there was like, man, I should have been dead. And then went to the bar. Was like, yeah, today I woke up dead. And somebody else was like, that sounds great.
Right. That's hilarious. And before we go to another topic, I actually wanted to ask Mark something. How's the comedy going during the quarantine?
Comedy has been a little tough, man. Because, I used to have a schedule, and I do good with consistency, and, going to my open mic and having the show was my consistency, but now that it's over, it's a little harder. And, I also struggle with, like, there's a lot of comedy clubs that, are doing, like, open mics and stuff where you have to pay or donate. And that's fine. But then there's also a lot of free ones. So I also struggle with, like, do you support a club or do you, like, try to go to the free ones? But also doing jokes on Zoom, it always isn't the best either. So you don't really get a good reaction.
Ah, okay.
I've only done like one open mic so far, but I mean it's been okay. I think pretty soon I want to start writing. But the thing that I have been doing is doing self tapes for acting.
Yeah.
Because now we have the ability, you can just tape yourself and then send it in. So I've been doing that a lot more. I got one due on Saturday, one due on Sunday.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Mark's out here doing some dirty tapes.
Some Pornhub.
If Mark sends a tape and it starts with that doom 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 doom, you already know.
Or Mark, you should get an OnlyFans.
Oh my god.
Bro, you got the looks for it and everything. You need to get a goddamn OnlyFans.
I just feel like that's a content nightmare. Like it's hard enough to podcast once a week, and now I'm gonna like be putting out content like twice a week. That'd be hard.
The thing about it, you have people paying for your content, and then you could squeeze a joke in every now and again. Boom, perfect.
Squeeze a joke in as Mark is over here as Mark is over here doing the little dance Magic Mark over here.
Exactly.
You got Magic Mark in the motherfucking house, and next thing you know,
as
he's dancing around his fucking Speedo, he goes, so how do you make an octopus laugh? 10 tickles. And it's like, yo, what the hell? You gonna have some chicken. You gonna have some chicken in the chat room.
Somebody out there would like it.
Somebody out there's gonna have some chicken with the chat room. Was like, less talking, more dancing.
I'm naming this episode Magic Marker now.
Yeah, all right.
That's so good.
Oh god, Magic Mark. No, Magic Marker.
Have you guys watched Magic Mike or the sequel? Be honest.
There's a fucking sequel?
I never seen it.
I never
Magic
watched
Mike
it either.
XXL is the sequel.
Never even heard of the sequel. I heard of the first one. That was it.
I heard of both of them. I just never gave it a chance, or I never had the opportunity to really see it.
I will say this: it's not bad story writing for the first one. The second one is a little exaggerated, but the first one, I get it.
They added CGI car rides. You got strippers fucking robbing banks and shit that they had no skills at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
Wait, so they actually had robberies and stuff? Like, all right,
Oh,
so
of
Mark,
course.
so what is Magic Mike about?
So essentially, Magic Mike is about Mike is running all these side businesses. You know, he's trying to get enough money to start the business that he's passionate about, which is making furniture. But because he only deals in cash and he has terrible credit, the bank won't give him a small business loan. So he's struggling with that, but like he can buy anything he wants because he's, you know, all cash rich, if you will.
Right.
And then he takes this guy under his wing and tries to teach him like how to be a dancer and a stripper, and all the while Mike falls in love with his sister.
Oh wow.
So it's got a couple different levels going on.
Is Mike that's Tatum, right?
Yeah, Channing
Okay.
Tatum. Yeah.
I thought it was probably what's his name, Matthew McConaughey, because I know he's in that movie. I think he's like he's like the owner of the fucking bar. Or
He's
whatever.
he's the owner of the club. Yeah, very good. So you guys get it.
Yeah.
Well,
you know,
shit,
we-
it's not that
we
hard
watched
when I
trailers.
watch fucking Fluffy talking about him being the DJ and shit.
Yeah, that no. So it's actually
Yeah.
funny. Gabriel Iglesias actually he's in the movie as a DJ, but like he likes that movie because that movie made him like, you know, pretty well like a pretty well known American comedian in the United States to internationally. He can go anywhere now and tour and sell out a show because, you know, they liked him. He was funny. He said some jokes, and then Hispanic people looked up his comedy, and then it just all snowballed from there, you know. So he gives that movie a lot of praise because of like it made him a U.S. star to like international star. Yeah.
Dang. Well, shout out to Magic Mike then. You know.
Right.
Oh, have you all ever seen that that movie like the 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Yes.
I never seen it. So what's it about?
What's it about? Wealthy billionaire seduces writer coffee shop lady. In a nutshell.
Oh my god.
Basically, a romantic version of Me Too.
Yo.
Man, we're gonna get hard because of that shit. We're gonna get hit real hard. Oh fuck.
No, you gotta repeat that one more time for the audience. Go ahead. Come
Mark
on, man.
is probably like covering his hands in his face like, why Tank?
Come on, you gotta do
What
it one
I
more
said?
time.
No,
What I
Mark is
said?
probably like covering
No,
his face like what I said.
You guys are silly.
So here's the thing. There's from what I heard about the movies and the books, there's a lot of people who are saying like, oh, when average Joe tries to sweep a woman's off her feet, he's whatever. But when a fucking billionaire does it, oh, it's beautiful, handsome, he's whatever, all this other stuff. And it's just like, people are just like, it's just stupid. And then you got the other people who are saying it's just a book, which I agree. It's just a fucking book. It's just a movie. Nobody gives a crap. But yeah, I did hear the news. I did hear from news and reading articles that movie theater security have caught a bunch of women masturbating in the theater while watching that movie.
Oh shit.
That's gotta be an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
You in a theater? Can you just imagine that being theater security, and you're just hearing some shit? You're like, wait a minute.
And it's probably some 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid. Like
No,
just trying
bro,
to go
they're
into
all
community
middle-aged
room.
women. They're like 30s, 40s.
No, the security guard
Oh,
who's
yeah.
like has to confront them.
Like, dude, this fucking lady, just like my mom's age, just ugh.
Yeah. I would be so cool and just go into him. I just walk over with the flashlight, like, "Hey, excuse me, don't touch your lady bits while this movie's playing." And I'll just be super casual with it, you know.
You make it super. You will make it super awkward.
You got to make it awkward for them so they'll stop.
Oh yeah.
That's
Unless
true.
they give you eye contact, and that's and that's when you're just like, oh dear Lord. Hey, I need backup over here. You call the cops.
Trust me, nobody wants to go to prison for indecent exposure. That's the last thing you want to go to prison for.
Dude, that would give you not just indecent exposure, it's also what you call it? It's the same if the cops catch a man outside peeing in public, that's fuck, what is that?
Isn't that decent exposure as well?
No, it's like similar to fuck. Forgot what it was fucking called, but you guys keep talking. I'm gonna try to get this shit in my head. Give me a sec.
All right, cool.
I'm trying to remember what else was on our schedule. Shelter in place, working from home. D, how do you keep a sane mental health while staying home all the time?
I don't know because I've been freaking out, to be honest with you, because I've been
Why?
in the house for so. I've just been in the house for so long, and you kind of feel. And I already have a small ass studio, so it doesn't help, you know. And plus, I just feel really fatigued. I don't feel like doing shit. Like I don't know, it's getting to me though.
What do you
So I
have any
don't know what
self-care? Come on, man.
I
We
have
need
no
it.
self-care tips. I'm just gonna just suffer. That's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna just stick with the suffering part.
Yoga, exercise, mindfulness, meditation, nothing?
Nothing. Oh, I have actually been. So I found this YouTube channel with this dude. He basically says that you could lose 20 pounds in 3 months by doing jumping jacks. And I've been following that shit for like 4 days in a row.
It's like a lot of jumping jacks, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so the countdown is 10 seconds, you take a break, and then you're doing jumping jacks for about a minute, and then you
Okay.
get 10 seconds, and then it keeps going for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I think I lost weight. Well, I do feel a little bit thinner, but I don't know. I don't have a scale to know.
Getting some endorphins in there, that's good.
Yeah, just a little bit, but I'm still losing my damn mind being at home.
I see.
Yeah. But fuck it. What are you doing for your mental health?
The exercise has really been helping for sure. Put things in perspective, but I got journals everywhere, our weekly podcast, the driving to work and like driving home really is like it's like my space. I try to either listen to a semi-audio book, listen to some music, whatever. Try to stay away from the news. I think that's an underrated tip.
Oh yeah.
Like I can't do it anymore, honestly. It's just like there's so many speculations, and then the fact that obviously now since we have like news bias in media, it's like their speculations along with their bias of like left or right. It's just like I can't deal with it.
Right. I wish that they could actually do a mandate on the media where it's like, look, you just can only spit the facts. You can't tweak or manipulate any of the information.
Or you go to
just gotta
jail.
be-
Like
Right,
you go
yeah.
to jail.
Right. But then that would infringe freedom of speech too, so it's kind of hard,
True.
So I found it. If you were caught peeing in public, and it's in Chicago, and I think also LA and several other states where there's not many chances, but I think technically it's like 3 strikes. If you're caught peeing in public, 3 times, some are less, some are more, but you'll end up on the sex offenders list.
I'm sorry. Did you just look all that up while D and I were talking about mental health?
Yeah. So let's keep that in your mental health as well. If you gotta pee, go to a bathroom before your ass ends up on the sex offender list, knowing damn well you probably live a block away from a school, and it's like, fuck, I gotta move.
Right. Or actually, we could take a dark turn if y'all like about like the whole sexual or sex offender stuff because their life is really fucking hard once you have to, document where you are. Because it's like most apartments won't place you, you know, the home commissions and all that shit won't really mess with you. So they got a really tough fucking life. So don't get caught pissing in the fucking alley and ruin your whole goddamn life. It's not worth it.
It's not.
Not worth it.
And also, what you call it? When Mark was in Chicago, I think I told you, Mark, but D, you heard the rumor about the Marina Towers, right?
No, I haven't.
So it is rumored that most sex offenders from Chicago live in the Marina Towers.
Oh, and where's the Marina Towers?
Downtown, right across the House of Blues. Right above the House of Blues.
Oh shit! Isn't that some shit?
And that's because that part of Chicago is the only part of Chicago. Well, that's one part of Chicago where it's literally far enough from a school.
Ah,
And I think when me and Mark were walking around downtown, I think I showed him it. I don't remember.
damn, that's interesting.
Yeah. So if a homie be like, "Hey, you want to come link up with me in my crib?" Yeah, sure. We live in Marina Towers. Think twice about your homie.
Right.
How old is the building?
How old is the building? I think 60s, 70s. It was no
okay,
bullshit.
it's pretty old.
That building has racist background.
A racist background?
Yeah, like the history is literally racist. And the reason why they built that tower when Chicago started to expand and more into the suburbs, but there was people who wanted to live in the city, but they didn't want to live near minorities. One of the options was the Marina Towers. The Marina Towers was their version of a suburban livelihood within the city. In the towers, you had everything. Doctors, grocery stores, everything you could think of was in the tower along where you lived. But then also you had the whole entire city to venture. That was the purpose of the towers. And it was mainly for white folks in Chicago to live in.
Mm-hmm.
And who would have thought, if rumors are true, a bunch of fucking sex offenders live there?
That's crazy.
That's also kind of funny.
Tell me about it.
Oh shit! I would have never fucking known that in a million years.
Are there still like doctor's offices and stuff in there?
To be honest, I really don't know. Like, I never been in the towers. I never bothered to like research what's currently in the towers, like what stores or whatever. But I'm pretty sure they probably have a couple of those things. But doctors, not pretty much aware of. Plus, fucking, if somebody who lives in Marina Towers walks literally about 2-3 blocks, there's already one whole building with specialized doctors in it.
I see.
Oh, well, they're winning when it comes to the quarantine then, because they're in the building with doctors. Not bad.
Well, they can't leave
Not
the
a bad
place
place to
anyways.
It's true.
Chicago is so crazy. So basically, we have a sex offender culture in one apartment now. This seems like a really good like MTV show.
This is
Like in a dark, twisted way.
Just give it a few years. When they run out of ideas, somebody will buy it.
send them an idea.
Right.
Next thing will be good.
Right.
You gotta get a patent on that intellectual property, D.
That's so ridiculous that it will work. That's just how ridiculous it is. Chicago, the sex offender culture. Like, oh my God. What the fuck is going on in Chicago?
What the fuck is this shit?
But you don't turn away. You just like, all right, let me watch this on Showtime then. Fuck it.
Or
Let me see the first episode.
Right.
Or how about it's a show called Rumors in the Big City, and you just go off the rumors and myths throughout the city, like fucking urban legends of people saying like the urban legend of Marina Towers or the myth. Like you just go like hear shit, like interview people, like all right, so tell me about your city, tell me like urban legends, myths, whatever, and you go around the whole city. That right there, I think would be interesting. I would have a watch, because that one would bring history of motherfuckers in their cities and neighborhoods and stuff like that. Or when they go into small neighborhood, like certain neighborhoods, and check out like one building that was like, yeah, this building used to be a factory. It shut down. It was used later down the line. Now there's a bunch of fucking fiends in there, bitch. And you go in there, sure enough, you find fiends ready to bop you in the head with a fucking bat.
Right.
Fiends.
What the fuck, Chicago? Chicago need to get that shit together. I just want to throw that out there.
It has since the fire, I think.
They will, man. They will. You gotta believe. You gotta believe.
I do not believe. We have a damn sex offending culture in one building. I don't believe.
It's only in one building.
And it's just a rumor. I keep saying that. True. It's just a rumor. I was told that but here's the thing. When you're told something countless times, that's when you're just like, there gotta be some truth to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Only in Chicago.
Only in Chicago.
This is what quarantine does to people.
Yeah.
Guys. This is what quarantine does.
So, I know we were on the topic of mental health, but damn, we just be going off topic like a motherfucker. And here we are just like, now me and D are ready to hunt some motherfuckers down or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
That shit at all.
Marc is like, take it easy. Come on. Calm down. Relax. You guys will be fine. Come on. What time? When your shelter place is over? June 1st? You guys can wait. Hell, you already waited 180 years for the Cubs to win. You can wait a little bit longer.
Oh my God. This is the most random but the most awesome cast ever.
And here we are. We're going to talk about a serious subject and how we've been coping. And slowly, we've been coping okay, but also I feel like our mental health has been deteriorating day by day.
This is how,
and we could tell
how we're coping.
And this is how we cope. We just make dark, fucking horrible jokes about pissing in the public and becoming a sex offender and possibly moving to the Marina Towers in Chicago. Well, other possible sex offenders, and you're just like, oh God, this sucks. And if I shave my face, I already look like I already have a baby face. So if I shave that facial hair, it's like, oh, I'm a fucking target.
Right. Or you try to have a conversation in the elevator, and you're like, hey, you pissing in the public too? And he looks at you, and he's like, no. And you're like, oh shit, what the fuck you doing here then? The hell did you do?
I revealed myself at a daycare. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Didn't you? Wait, we saw the Marina Towers on our boat ride.
Yeah, because it's right there by the river.
Oh my God! And it's by a river. Fuck.
Yeah, that's where they dump all the bodies.
Are they for sale or for rent?
I think it's a bit of both. They also have Section 8 in that bitch too.
Oh really?
Yeah, but Section 8 is a little bit in every building, I believe, in Chicago.
Yeah,
to
it is. I think
to a certain degree.
10% of your 10% of your units are gonna have Section 8 in it. I think that's the law.
Ah, okay. Yeah, there we go.
Anybody got $285,000? There's one for sale.
Hey D, how's your stock looking?
Nah, I'll pass on that.
We all become roomies.
Wait, D, how much space is your apartment?
It's 350 square feet.
Oh my God, you're like living in a tiny house.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in a tiny ass apartment with New York prices.
Well,
yeah. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's
a studio apartment in Chicago is way cheaper than a studio apartment in New York. New York is like 4 G's.
Yeah, I actually know somebody that lives in Manhattan. He has like 10 other people in his I think it's an apartment or whatever, but he's paying $5,000 a month.
Wow.
The hell?
Yeah. Fuck that.
How
Yeah,
many
fuck
rooms
that.
in that fucking apartment that you have? It's not even an apartment. I bet it's a fucking duplex.
I I think it's one of those. It could be a condo. It could be one of those things, but it's just fucking ridiculous.
5 G's a month, and you're living with
Yeah.
10 other people.
Yeah. Because you got to make that rent, man. That 5 G's a month.
I wonder if they take turns going to bed. Like, all right, this is our room, but from this time to this time is your pattern, and this time to this time is my sleeping pattern. So that's how we're gonna do it.
It's like a timeshare.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Jeez. Yeah, no, I can't be no roommates with nobody.
I can't either. I mean, if I had to, sure, but I don't want to. I'll put it that way.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because.
All right. What? Yeah.
Go ahead, D.
No, I was about to say, well, the topics we have, but fuck it, let's keep going.
Let's keep this shit going. So it's a funny story. So Monday, my sister asked for some help for me to set up a. She wanted me to set up 2 TVs in her apartment on the wall. So she picks me up, head over to her place, and I start working on setting up the TVs to the wall. I set up my nephew's TV in his room. Boom, it's good to go. Then I start working on the one in the living room. So my sister had a stud finder that was a piece of shit. So the whole time I'm trying to look for a stud, it's not working. It just keeps beeping and everywhere I fucking move. So now I resort to banging on the fucking wall with my finger, try to find like where's a potential stud. Found one. Then when I try to find another one, way too damn far for the bracket. So I was like, oh Lord.
Damn.
So I was like, okay, I know what works. Is my sister's TVs. Thank God for modern day TVs are not heavy. They came with the drywall hooks. So I set that up. Set it up. Everything was fine and dandy. Me and since my sister's TV was too big and then kind of heavy for me to do on my own, so me and my sister lifted up the TV, hooked it, boom, perfect. Still holding up to this day. And it's only been 3 days. Still holding up fine.
Yeah, it's only 3 days. Everything will be fine.
Here's the fucking joke. The bolt I use was a bit longer. It went through the wall. Of course, it went through the wall into the room across the living room. My sister wanted to beat.
So it's just drywall.
And dude, my sister wanted to beat the fuck out of me. So once we put the TV on, my sister's like, oh shit, this is nice, whatever. She starts setting it up, we're cleaning, and my sister goes to her room to check something, and she goes, what the fuck? It went through my wall. Because her living room TV, that wall is really thin, and her room is right.
It's not a wall.
Right there.
Right.
It's just drywall.
No, it's like a small space in between. There's a small space in between.
Yeah, where there's no wood.
So it's like, bro, it's like drywall, small space, drywall. That's it. And there's like and there was like one fucking stud to find for that bracket. But dude, when I'll send you guys the video later. And my sister in the videos, it sounded like she's recording something. She still goes, my brother came over and he set up my TV, and then she goes to the other side of her room, and it went through my fucking wall. I felt like shit. I was like, I should never use these extra long screws. But the one thing I was worried about was, I'm using the drywall hooks, which will be fine. But I am worried about them not working. So if I use this extra long one, at least if it tilts, it'll possibly hold it. And apparently I went through the wall.
Wow.
You don't gotta explain yourself. We know. You're just trying to be a nice guy.
Right.
So earlier today,
didn't happen.
I hit up my sister earlier today. She started sending me some funny ass photos. And I hit her, I'm like, hey, so how's your TV on the wall? I told her, how's your TV holding up? She goes, it's good. Dude, my head fucking hurts now. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Oh,
And the whole time
man.
she's screaming, I didn't even bother to get up and look. I was like, I had a feeling it wasn't gonna go through, but I didn't want to say anything. So I'm just sitting on her couch with her dog on my lap, petting her dog, which is a big ass golden doodle, petting her, and just like nothing happened. I didn't do nothing wrong. Oh, fucking head
Oh,
hurts.
that's so fucking bad.
And that is my story for our part of communicating with friends and family.
I like that.
I think we should end right there. Just
Yeah,
no
that's
explanation.
golden.
That was great.
Oh god.
That's so funny.
Alrighty, Mark, take us out.
Thank you for listening to Incompetent Nerds. This has been Mark, Tank, and DeAngelo. We will see you next week for another lovely episode.
Peace.
Peace.